guys, this is Josh Valencia from Good Break Studios. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Good Break Studios, subscribe here, and like us on Facebook. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to be looking at the SoundToys Devil Lock Audio Level Destroyer plugin. It's basically just a crazy brick wall limiter based on the Shure level lock from the 1960s. If you actually click on the logo of the plugin, you actually get a cool little story, kind of how it was used by some creative engineers to really crush the crap out of some room mics. You could use in small amounts in vocals, acoustic guitar, and I've done all these applications, and it actually sounds really, really cool. If we're gonna go over just quickly what the plugin does. Like I said, it has four main controls. This release is basically just a release of the compressor here. You either have slow or fast. You don't have any fine tuning, which is okay. This first setting is the crush. Basically, this is like your giant compression knob. It kind of controls predefined parameters within the plugin that you could just dial up to just get more compression. This is basically starts at 0, then this is just more. Crunch is a little bit more of the distortion. SoundToys is really, really good at modeling complex harmonics and giving nice, rich distortions that sound musical, just not digital and harsh. Again, they have numbers, numerical values if you were to just click down here, and I think, no, you can't actually key in. So then you have the releases, slow and fast, which are really, really audible once we give it a listen. You have the darkness, which is basically a low pass filter that starts off at about 20K, so 20,000 hertz. And then what you can do is just you kind of roll it back to get as much of the highs out. Sometimes the crunch can introduce a little bit more of the high end, and you can kind of use this to curtail that, get it to your perfect flavor. And you know what? Adding some extra darkness can actually sound pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put this back down. And then you have your mix, kind of like your blend knob. If I were putting this on an individual track, I'd be able to do some parallel compression actually within the plugin without having to set up all that other complicated crap like a bus and doing any of that. So what I did for this particular example is just set it up as an auxiliary channel that I'm basically feeding these 3 separate drum parts. I was using this for a song that I was actually producing, so that's taken some time for me to do. So actually I'm just taking some time off from this particular one, so I decided to just use it for this example. So let's go ahead and listen to it without Devil Lock on. So kind of like your new pop country, forward moving, really driving drum beat. It's pretty standard. It sounds pretty dry and bland, to be honest. Now I'm going to go ahead and engage the Devil Lock on my parallel compression channel. So let's go ahead and listen to see what that does. I'm just going to put that, I'm going to go ahead and put the compression or crush to about 3. Crunch, give it some nice darkness there. I'm going to keep that at slow for now, and darkness I'm going to leave alone, leave the blend at 10 since we're putting this on an aux. Let's go ahead and listen. So basically what this is just a beat I made on Superior Drummer, put a bit of EQ on it. I use the boom instrument from Pro Tools to kind of give it that extra sub feel, and then I use some reverse kicks and snares around here just to give it that extra, I don't know, just feels like a cool vibe. So what we're hearing when we do engage Devil Lock is that we get more room. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop talking, play with it, and then fiddle with the knobs, and you guys can tell me what you think. That's actually pretty nuts. The fact that I could really hear the sustain on the drums. Again, these are Superior Drummer sounds, but they're all feeding into the parallel compression channel, and it's just they sound really big and ringy. The room, which is still, it's just coming out of 2 stereo tracks, it actually separates the room out, and it sounds so much bigger. You could really hear that the crunch does give some really nice distortion. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time. That's parts before. This is after. You can really tell that the crush is really making it pump hard. Go ahead and bring that down. You could really just get that pumping vibe with this particular compressor, that really nice kind of like breathing. I don't know, it just sounds like a raw, organic, like it's kind of like a heart, like out of the body, just kind of like pumping and bleeding all over the place. It sounds really cool. Let's go ahead and listen to it at a more manageable level at about 3. So I think once you bring in some of that darkness in, it kind of, you know, brings that crunch, brings all that distortion. It kind of just tames it just a little bit. I do only have it at 2, but it really just makes it everything a little bit tidier. If we were just to dive into the presets real quick, there's a drum giant sizer. Let's go and listen to that. That's basically where we were at before. I'm going to go ahead and put this back at 10 here. It really gives it sustain when there really isn't much sustain in the track itself. It sounds kind of cool. I really dig the way that all these drums are sounding now. It gives the room more of an actual space. It gives the drums, it makes them sound more real in your face. I could definitely see automating this in different parts of a song to give the drums, even though this is kind of like my bass beat. I could really see it opening up and doing some really cool things. So I hope you guys enjoyed the plugin. And I hope to just kind of throw this on some other stuff and put them up there. These are going to be some shorter videos. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.